Hello and welcome to this How to Play video for the mini game of Survive Alive. This mini game will be running while the campaign is live on GameFound. The game will last for 3 rounds, and to play the game you need to print off the following sheets, which can be found at a link button at the top of the GameFound page. You'll need a campaign instruction sheet, 1 player base and game sheet number 1. The campaign instruction sheet will give you the key dates of when the next part of the mini campaign is available. The player base is your base to build during the campaign, and Game Sheet 1 will give you the instructions of how the game will be played. Game Sheet 1 will provide you with the characters you start the game along with the abilities they possess. The next part of the sheet will show how the game will be played out, starting with showing you where your resources are. As you can see here, the starting resource cubes from your characters are already circled on your base, indicated by the circle. Next, you'll spend resources. The way you spend resources is the cost is shown in the top of the facility. You will then cross them resources out to show you've used them and shade it in to show it's been built. Should you gain any resources or trade resources in front of a type, you'll need to circle the appropriate resources. For example, if I gained a metal, I would circle a metal as so. I will now go into details of what each facility does in the base. There are also lots of videos online that can help you too. The first one of these is a barricade. A barricade defends one shield from the side it is built. So for example, if this shield barricade is built, it will protect one shield on the north side. A watchtower provides adjacency to 2 shields on both sides. So for example, if this watchtower is built, it will be 2 shields on the west and 2 shields on the north. Also, when you build a watchtower, you're allowed to look at the top event cards that round, and this will be provided by a link on GameFound. Next are the food and the herb gardens, and they produce yellow and green cubes respectively. Beds and bathrooms are used for character morale at the end of the round. Next one is a radio. So a radio allows you to trade ratios is from 4:1 to 3:1 as indicated here, and also will draw you 3 extra cubes at the end of each round. Next is a command center. A command center lowers the trade ratio even further to 2:1. And at the end of some event cards, it may draw a character into your base. And last but not least is a storage. In the game, you start with 1 storage as indicated by the shading box here, and this allows you to store 1 cube in here at the end of the round. Once you have built what you can with the resources you have, you will now need to discard any resources you have left over by crossing these out. You do, however, start the game with 1 storage as previously said. So store this resource. For example, if it was a metal, I'd cross out my metal that I didn't want to keep, and I'd circle it in the bottom right hand corner into my warehouse. Next is the event cards phase. This is where the event cards will be drawn, showing the direction and strength of the attack. The event cards will be drawn on the dates issued on the campaign instruction sheet, and will also show you what type and how many resources you'll get for the next round. When the event card gets dealt out, you'll look at the number on the card, which will be a strength, and also the round number. So for example, if a 4 came out on the card, you add the round number, which in this case will be 5, coming from, for example, the east. You will need 5 shields on this east side to repel that attack. If you repel that attack, you will then get a shield. And if your character's wall wound free, you'd also get a health track. If you was unsuccessful and the deficit was between 1 and 4, so for example, the attack here was 5, say I had 4 shields, then each character in my base will get a wound. To indicate I've got a wound, I shade in the wound underneath the name of the person or persons. If the deficit was 5 or more, then the characters instantly die. And to show that they've died, indicate an X in the box next to their character name. To heal a wound, you would need 3 green cubes. So for example, if I have 3 green cubes here, I would then cross these 3 off, and then I would then rub out this mark here to indicate I've got 3 wounds back available. Next is the round end phase. This is where you'll gain food and herbs for each food and herb garden built. And to indicate that, you would circle on the respective resource pool. If you'd built a radio, you'll get an extra 3 resources, and this will be shown on the game sheet number 2. Then you'll check morale. Each character needs food, bath and a bed, and if characters in your base all have that requirement, then you go up on this morale track. If you only have 2 out of the 3 requirements, nothing happens, but you don't gain morale. If you only had 1 out of 3 requirements, you're going to lose a resource for each character, and if you have no other requirements met, then you'd lose 2 resources for each character that couldn't meet the requirements. Then you will get onto Game Sheet 2 and carry on from there. And that's the mini campaign. Keep an eye on the game fan page on the dates listed in the campaign instruction sheet for when the next game sheets will be made available. I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for your support with the project. Good luck with the mini campaign, and I hope you enjoy it.